I don't want to speak that up, but I mean, I literally am surprised that they can just watch their heritage and what they believe in just be, compromised like that. So, I mean, it's definitely a mess, and it's probably going to get worse before it gets better. And then, so let's move on, because to top that off with just things here, that are man-made, then you have nature taking her course with the hurricanes. And this is a double whammy. They're coming in from both sides down there in the Gulf. I don't know the name. I think Laura is one of them. I'm not sure, but it's supposed to come, one maybe hit Texas, one hit Louisiana. Tell me what you know about that.
I mean, I just know that there's a lot of people that, haven't been taking hurricanes and things like that very serious. You know what I mean? And especially somewhere like Louisiana, you know what I mean, who has an experience with hurricanes and how devastating they can be. I think that's something that people just need to take a little bit more heed to. I mean, myself included, because when this last hurricane hit, I went straight to
Grammarly does more than catch errors.
I went straight to Costco, you feel me? To get some supplies and whatnot. So,
they got you.
Yeah, they got me. So, they got me. So, I wanted to be prepared, and then
they got us. They got us, man.
We got worse weather 2 weeks later. Like it was crazy. So, I don't want to take away from the seriousness of it, but it's also like, well, when you hear these things and how much it's hyped up, and then you prepare and you wait and it doesn't pan out to what it was. I'm not saying I'm like expecting, like, I'm hoping it's going to be something, but it's like, when someone tells you something, you expect a certain reaction, you expect a certain outcome, and when is it a level? It's a certainty of letdown, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm going a little bit too far left with that.
No, but you're right. Basically, what you're saying, they in Texas right now, Tuesday sliding.
Yeah.
And they ain't really worried about it, man.
Just like COVID, they're not taking anything serious. You know what I mean?
It's hard because you made up of what you put inside you, man. They watching Facebook and TikTok and all that all day long, and videos where people ain't got masks. It's hard for them to, process it like that. But it is serious, and again, it's up to Category 3. I haven't heard the winds, but just looking at the track, I mean, it can't go nowhere but landfall. It's not like it can miss and go back out to sea. It's coming that way. If it's just a tropical storm, it's a Category 3. If it slows down to a tropical storm, it's still going to make landfall with wind.
That's like over 100-mile-per-hour wind.
Yeah, it's crazy. So it's pretty. Now that again, you would think that people would take that a lot more serious, just based on seeing. New Orleans has been a victim of it. As a matter of fact, Texas has been a victim of it. So, you remember what happened in Houston and all that, man? So, but I guess, you know what? People are just so caught up into life, man, and quote unquote living their best life. Especially they got a little money too. People are slipping, man. That unemployment got a lot of people with more money than they ever had.
I'm saying.
And they're in a different mind state. So it's which is it's kind of like when they say, when you get more money, you just be more of how you really are. It's just the real you come out. So if people ain't know how to spend money when they ain't have no money, them getting money just make them do the same dumb stuff, even to a greater magnitude. So that which would call me I'm saying that because they probably ignoring all the signs that and all the logical and responsible decisions that they probably should make. You can almost assume that they just being even more irresponsible because they got money and it's a lackadaisical spirit out there. People just chilling. So hopefully they don't get ran up on, man. But let's talk about the asteroid. Now you know a little bit about that. Tell me about this thing supposed to hit the Earth.
Yeah, man. So NASA announced earlier this week in August 23rd. That they are expecting a fridge-sized asteroid to head toward Earth and most likely make some kind of impact or at least hit the atmosphere literally the day before Election Day. So I saw that report because, you know, NASA's been reporting a whole bunch of stuff. Aliens, they're seeing unidentified objects. Now, you know, an asteroid's headed towards Earth and things like that. And, you know, it's election year. And then you got all these hurricanes and weather anomalies and fires as well as that we're going to get into later in the podcast. It's a lot of coincidences going on right now, man.
Yeah, I know where you're going with that.
I don't want people to, you know, call me a conspiracy theorist or anything like that. But, you know, I will say my eyes are open, and I like to say that I have a wide range of beliefs in what's going on right now. So it's a lot of things going on. I'm just saying, everybody start reading. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I mean, but it's what's up?
Yeah, I'm just saying your concerns are very warranted because, again, I mean, there's some powers that be. There's people that control the narrative. I mean, there's like 2 or 3 media outlets that run the whole world. You know what I mean? So, you know, and then they you know, by being in the media, I'm sure you know a little bit about it, but they all just feed off each other. And, you know, even if it's not true, they still report, you know.
Yeah.
They make news. They make things become reality by just dangling it. So I know what you're saying. You're saying that Trump is trying to say something. Trump is using some influence to scare people to not vote.
Yeah, I haven't personally heard him say this specifically, but there's a lot of narrative out there saying that he's trying to delay the election. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To say, oh, well, we're in a crisis and we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I know when November come around, I'm going to glove up and mask up and I'm going to go vote. I know that's what I'm going to go do. If they vote, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. As of right now, they are. But I'm just saying, it's been a lot of things. Oh, it's the mail. We can't trust the mail-in voting. And then, you know, COVID, we got to push this back. Oh, now an asteroid's supposed to come near Earth.
Did you hear the one where they're going to be shooting people in line?
Yeah. They're gonna have security. You're gonna have militarized security at the polls to make sure nothing goes wrong. Yeah,
well, as soon as something goes wrong, then something can go even wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then what? Are you gonna shut the polls down? We're not gonna take those votes. Is that person get kicked?
Imagine if they all out shoot somebody at the poll for real, man. Like it's gotta be crazy. Like, for real. Like, how you going to continue to... People going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to still put my vote in. Like, it was literally had to go on. Like, even though it was... Like, they wouldn't be able to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. So what we got? Hurricanes, fires. We out there in Cali. Let's go ahead and talk entertainment, sports. I know you got some stuff.
Oh, in regards to sports?
Or entertainment. Pick your poison.
I'm going to pick my poison with sports, man. I want to jump into sports real quick just because, you know, I love the NBA, man. You know, basketball is my thing, so I got to talk about that. NFL starting in September, so just touch on NFL. Anybody want to holler at me with the fantasy draft, go ahead and hit me up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you get into any of that.
Not quite the fantasy, man. I don't even know. I got to get some homework. I don't even know the players, man.
I know a decent amount of players. I mean, I'm no expert when it comes to football. I used to play back in the day, but I know a little bit about some players. But if you ask me too specifically, I won't know. But football is around the corner. But back to basketball, that's what we want to talk about, man. The playoffs are in full round, man. You know, Toronto has swept the Nets. They are out of there. In 4 wins, they beat them yesterday. August 3rd, 150 to 122. I was surprised that the Nets did so successfully, especially without KD and Kyrie. Obviously, they didn't do successfully, you know, when it came to the playoffs, but in the bubble, you know what I'm saying? They were playing pretty well, playing solid basketball, and, you know, they snuck some upsets in there. So I was surprised to see that was going on. Another team got swept. The Pacers today got swept by the Miami Heat, you know.
Oh,
my team.
Put it on.
Yeah, they put it on them, so they got swept up out of there. You know, T.J. Warren and Jimmy Butler had beef. You probably don't even know.
I know. I seen that at school. Since I've been going back to school, I catch First Take and all that. I did see a little bit of that.
Yeah. I got to get my First Take, man. Stephen A. is a trip. But yeah, man, we got a whole bunch of other games. You know, the Bucks and the Magic are going at it. Milwaukee's up 3-1 at this moment in time. The Celtics obviously swept the 76ers. And
talk about that. What I seen they were saying, who needs to go? Is it Embiid?
So Brett Brown was actually fired. The coach.
They fired him. Look at Stephen A. Stephen A. called that out, didn't he?
Yeah. He's been there for 7 seasons. And they've had a losing record. I think he had like 244 wins and 300 and something losses. So he wasn't really a great coach. I mean, and if you look at the team on paper, it's a really good team. Al Horford, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, Josh Richardson. You got Ben Simmons, but he's been out. And you got some other good, solid role players. Alec Burks, Korkmaz is a good little shooter, obviously, but he's not really, he hasn't really done too much. But on paper, it's a good-looking team, but they got swept.
Do you think it's been a different series, or do you think you can almost say they wouldn't have got swept with Ben Simmons in the game. But do you think it made that much impact?
I think they would have lost.
Huh?
With Ben Simmons there, I think they would have got a game, but I think they still would have lost.
They would have lost. Yeah, too much for them. Yeah, well, we talked a lot about a lot of teams with a lot of good players and a lot of good noise, but we still haven't even talked about the hottest teams.
Oh, not at all. Yeah, we got to build up to it. You know what I'm saying? Like Lil Wayne said, we got to let the beat build. The Clippers and the Mavericks are going at it right now, man. The series is tied 2-2. The Mavericks did not have Kristaps Porzingis, who was their second best player, and the Mavericks still found a way to win, man. That boy Luka Doncic is the truth, man. I've told you about him. I'm telling you about him. I'm going to continue to talk about him, man. Yeah. He is going crazy right now, man.
I saw that. I definitely saw the shot, man, and it was. I like that kind of. I like players like that. Man. He wanted that. Everybody in the whole gym knew that he was getting the ball. He had to do a move to get his shot.
Yeah,
and he did it. I mean, I tell my son that all the time. Like, man, you got to make stuff happen. Like, you can't just throw it up and hope it go in. Like, you got to really be doing what you're doing out there, being purposeful about your moves and activities. So yeah, he's doing a lot for the sport. He's doing a lot for young people, man, because
21 years old.
It gives them motivation. It does give them motivation because you just hear about the superstars all the time. Yeah. I mean, he's really clawed and fought his way to make a name for himself, and with hard work that can happen. You know what I mean?
This is the generation of we're transitioning to those next level of stars. Mm-hmm. It's really exciting to watch because I grew up on the Kobe's and the LeBrons and things like that, and you slowly get to watch a team, or a player like Luka, who just is growing into this next level superstar. I don't want to say LeBron, but LeBron-esque kind of player, and he's 21 years old, and this is the funny thing, man. I was watching some rollback of the tape, and while the coach is drawing up the play, Luka's on the end of the bench, not even paying attention, trying to flip the bottle. Just flip the bottle.
He's a youngster.
Because he knows he's getting the ball. He knows he's going to make a move, and he knew he was going to take the shot. I mean, he doesn't need to know anything else. You know what I'm saying? He's 21 years old over here flipping the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Well, this is one of the most important shots that he's going to be taking in his career. You're in the playoffs. This is to tie up the series. A couple seconds left on the clock. You know what I'm saying? And you're over here flipping bottles. Back in the day, someone like Kobe, someone like Jordan would have tore him a new one. But he's the man that it's a new age of superstars. You got someone like Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell. They just dropped 50-plus points the other day. Going at it, going bucket for bucket. It's a new we watching, players rise up to the